Hi, my beautiful queens and kings. This is your one and only Queen Dish here. How are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm trucking along, progressing, and, still taking it day by day. Taking it day by day. Um, but moving along as best I can. I don't want to. I'll just say, you guys know that I'm authentic, and I keep it real, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with me because that's so important. Like, there's so many people that need what you have and want the truth. So I'm, of course, I'm never gonna like not tell you guys the truth and like what's going on with me, because that's so important. That's authentic, and I believe in authenticity, and I think that's something that this world needs more of. They need people who are real and genuine and honest and authentic and willing to be vulnerable, so people don't feel like they're by themselves and they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that life happens to, or whatever you have going on in your life. Like, people want to know like that you're a human being. So again, I am okay. I recently came back from a trip, a family trip basically, which is I so needed, like exactly what I needed. Just the love and the fun, and with everything that we've had to deal with in this family, with the loss and everything. So a well needed trip, and so as I said, I am moving along, I'll say that. But what came to me, my beautiful queens and kings, for you, it's interesting because when I was, is that my dad? Oh, hi. Mwah. What's interesting is that when I was out of town, it was mentioned to me that they have not seen me do a Facebook Live. And my response to that was that I only do the Facebook Lives when something comes to me. That's the space that I operate from. How you operate and what you do may be completely different from me. But my intention and what I like to do is it has to come from a very pure, authentic place for me, right? It has to flow natural. Like, I just don't believe in doing stuff for shits and giggles, and I just don't want to do something, because whoever said I'm supposed to do it. Like, when I do stuff, I want it to come from the right space inside of me. So that is why you guys have not seen me, do, I guess, a regular Facebook Live maybe in a while. I'm not sure how long it's been, but the point is, that is why you have not seen me do it. So when something comes to me, I will, of course, jump on, do the Facebook Live, or, if it comes to me to do the podcast, to, do it via the podcast, I will do the podcast. So just know that that's the space that I operate from. Everyone is different, but I just don't like to do stuff just because. Like, I want to feel it. I want it to come. I want the download to come, and then boom, and then I'll get that sort of voice or something that says you need to do a Facebook Live or do a podcast. So I love you guys. I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. Aside from dealing with grief, I'm here. I'll just say that I'm here. I'm still here for you guys. Total heart space for my queens and kings. Always. Queens don't settle, kings don't settle. So that assignment, or the aspects of that divine assignment, that's not going anywhere. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But what came to me for you guys is that, in regards to relationships, it's so interesting how stuff comes to me. But it's like, for the women and for the men, of course, too. But matter of fact, I'm going to start with the men. So, like, some of you men will get with women that are not right for you, just like women do. Okay? A lot of emphasis and a lot of the focus tends to go on women, but there are plenty of men that get with the wrong women. There are men that choose wrong, and they choose the women that don't have anything going on. They choose women that, she may be pretty, but that's all she is. Like, you're choosing women that they're not right for you. Some of you, the reality is you're with her because of convenience. And actually, that's for both men and women. A lot of you are in relationships out of convenience and not because of compatibility. Let me say that again. A lot of you, okay? A lot of you, women and men, you guys are in relationships out of convenience rather than out of compatibility. Okay? The fact, and it's, let's call a thing. Okay? I don't do the sugarcoating. I don't play orchestras. I'm not going to do the feel-good stuff that sounds right, because that's not what gets people to change and acknowledge their truth and the reality of what they're living in and what they're dealing with. Okay? So no feel-good here, no orchestra playing here. A lot of you are in relationships out of convenience rather than actual true compatibility. 2 C's. Convenience versus compatibility. And then you swear up and down there's no good women, or you swear up and down there's no good men. No. You keep choosing the wrong men. You keep choosing the wrong women. Okay? Let's be clear. And then you want to go and blame the entire gender for something, for one experience that you had. For a bad experience that you had with one person. There's over 7 billion people on the planet, you guys. There's over 7 billion people on the planet. But you just happen to choose the one woman, right, who didn't have her stuff together, who didn't have a pot to piss in, who clearly wasn't emotionally available, who she doesn't know herself, she doesn't have anything going on. You chose her. Not so much what you attracted, because we all attract different things, but you chose her to entertain. You chose her to get involved with. And now you want to blame now you want to go back and be like, oh, well, all women are X. All women are this. No, sir. No, sir. You chose those women that didn't have anything. You chose the women based on superficial reasons, and now it's coming to bite you back in the ASS. You chose her. Same thing for the women. You chose him. He didn't have a pot to piss in either. You chose him. Convenience or compatibility. Okay? You just have a void to fill. You're lonely. You're lonely. You and him are not compatible. But right now, yeah, it's nice to have company maybe. But really, if you became more aligned to who you are, if you increased your self-awareness, if you increased your self-love, if you got back on track to your goals and dreams, and you did the things that were really truly aligned with you and your purpose, I'm telling you, more than likely, you would not be still with the person you're currently entertaining simply, out of convenience. Out of convenience. He has nothing to offer you. Like, how is that even possible? Like, how is it even possible? Like, this ish blows my mind when it blew my mind when it came to me. But apparently this is real life. This is real life and what's happening out here. How are you as a woman? Like, you choose, right? You chose a guy that clearly has nothing to offer you, but you chose a guy who's not working. It's not like he's in school, not like he's going back to school. No, you chose to get involved with a guy who doesn't have, he's not working. He doesn't have a car. He's not trying to, better himself. He's not doing anything, but he's home. He is home playing games. He does have a PlayStation. He can play games though. He can do that, but somehow he can't find a job. And that's who you chose to entertain. And so now when that doesn't work out, you want to blame the entire male species saying like there are no good men? Ladies, no, you chose him. There are over 7 billion people on this planet. You happen to choose the one that's not working, with no car, who's not even trying to do anything, but you chose him. And now you want to blame the entire male population and say there's no good men out here? Absolutely not. Come on, queens. Come on. Like, that's not like it, that doesn't even make sense. But what it boils down to is the fact that we all still have healing to do. We need to heal. Okay? You guys need to heal yourselves. You need to do the inner work with yourself. You need to do the inner work to heal yourself. So you can see that why you keep choosing to entertain the same type of person. Why do you keep choosing to entertain people that aren't right for you? I mean, they're not right for you. And I know that in most cases, you know that, but you still choose to entertain them. It could be loneliness. It could be, you're just settling. You just want to have somebody, all your friends are getting married, so you don't want to feel left out. And that's including for the men too. All your boys are getting married, so you just want to hurry up and grab somebody. But the reality of the situation is if you're not right for each other, it's not going to work out. So even if you get with someone temporarily, okay, long run, it's not going to work out because deep within yourself, deep down, male or female, it's not going to work. Good and well, that woman or that man is not right for you. And you know that. So, my suggestion to you all, my beautiful queens and kings, is that you need to do the inner work to heal yourself. Okay? What would cause you to keep choosing women, gentlemen, that are not right for you? Why would you be chasing after women, one, that aren't right for you, and two, that don't want you? Why would you chase after a woman that doesn't want you? Like, that's not love. That's not love. Like, what's right for you, what's meant for you is meant for you. And, it's kind of like that saying that I'm sure some of you have seen, like, what's right for you, you don't have to lie for it. You don't have to cheat for it. You don't have to steal for it. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to kill yourself over it. Like, you don't have to do any of that stuff when it's actually right for you. So why would you be chasing after a woman that doesn't want you? Where is your self-love? Where is your self-respect? Why would you want someone that doesn't want you? Like, that's not love. Because imagine in that scenario, gentlemen, you chase after this woman, mwah, to all of you guys, you chase after this woman. Hey, hey, hey. You chase after this woman that she doesn't want you. And just because she knows that you like her, okay, she may very well exploit that. She may very well exploit that. So even if she does get with you, it may not be because she actually likes you, but she's just exploiting the simple fact that she knows that you like her. So in that scenario, in many cases, what happens is she does do that. She exploits it and she takes advantage of it. And who do you think in the end is heartbroken? That good man that was just so, like puppy dog love. That was what I hate to say, but what I would say was just stuck on stupid, and he now is heartbroken. And so now, because, that was like the one, this woman that he just had so much, whether admiration for, and he just liked her so much for whatever reason, whether it's a fantasy that he's been holding on to from his childhood, something unhealed within himself, but for whatever reason that he put so much focus, on that one woman, as if there weren't over 7 billion people on the planet. He put all that focus on her. She didn't like him, but she used that because she knew he liked her, and boom, what do you think happens? At some point, it comes crashing on down, and she rolls out because she probably really didn't like him in the first place, like that. But now the good guy is heartbroken. And now he takes that out on the other women, and he puts a wall up, and he doesn't let anybody in, or he objectifies women. He becomes a player, because a lot of players, they become players because they were hurt by a woman. They were hurt by a woman. And so they become players, to try and that's how they try to deal with it. So they don't have to fall in love again. They don't have to give their heart up again because they got their heart broken. But gentlemen, again, you chose her. You're choosing the women. You're choosing to go after women that don't want you. You're choosing women that, like, it doesn't even make sense. I get it, that for men, physical attraction is important. Like, that's the first thing you look at. And I get that. I'm not saying like a woman is not supposed to be physically appealing, but looks alone, honey. Beauty fades. When you're 70, 80 years old, you don't look the same that you look like at 30 and 35. You know what I mean? Like, that alone. Come on, you guys. Come on. I mean, there's so many other characteristics that a woman can bring, so many other things that she can bring outside of just, looking good. Come on. We live in such a superficial society, and like, imagine the perfect person, and so imagine, for the fellas, right? The example is this perfect woman, and she's perfect for you. She would be perfect for you. But because you have the Barbie doll vision in your mind, she doesn't look like a Barbie doll. She just doesn't look like that. But she is a woman who would absolutely have your back. She fills out like everything pretty much on your list, if you have a list, like the things that are most important, like your values, your core values, like your absolute needs, like what you need. She has those things. And you completely rule her out because she doesn't look like a Barbie doll. Like, and then guess what? You go with the Barbie doll and the Barbie doll dogs you out. And it just keeps in this cycle, it keeps happening over and over and over. And yet you want to swear every after this keeps happening, okay, the same thing keeps happening over and over and over with the same women that you keep choosing, okay, you want to blame and you want to do the stereotype of all women are X. That's not fair. And that's not true. You keep choosing the women that are not right, So we all need to do the work within ourselves to figure out why we keep choosing certain people. Are we choosing these people because something our mothers told us, something our fathers told us, whoever we were raised with, or whatever household we might have grew up in, did the people who influenced you growing up, did they tell you that your husband or your wife is supposed to look this way? She's supposed to look like this and he's supposed to look like that. Like, are you choosing people based on something that you were told in your childhood that you're still holding on to that really is not serving you in your adulthood at this time? You have to do that kind of work within yourself. Okay, you have to do some self-reflection to figure that out, because otherwise you're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, and the same type of women. And then you get heartbroken and you keep wondering why. But again, you keep choosing the same type of women. It's you. It's you. You keep choosing the same type of women. Ladies, for you, my queens, hello, my heart space, you guys already know. Because for us, it's so typical. It's so typical for us as ladies, as women. We're the ones fed with the freaking baby dolls and fairy tales, all that crap. We're the ones that were fed with that. And so many of you ladies have this fairy tale you're still trying to live out. You have got to give up the fairy tale, honey. You have got to give up the fairy tale. Like, you keep getting with the same guy over and over and over. Using the same type of example that I did for the fellas. Thank you. I love you. You keep choosing the same type of guys. Okay? Give up the fairy tale. Like, how is it that you chose to entertain, okay? How is it that you have chosen the guy who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have a car, he's not doing anything? You'll be like, the stories that come to me are like, they're crazy. I don't know, because I just feel like, is this real life? Like, this is happening in real life? You can't be serious. Like, as a woman, how are you getting evicted from your place and you have a grown man living with you? I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. Because when I heard that, I was like, you can't be serious. Like, in real life, like this happens in real life. And oh yes, honey. How do you choose, ladies? How do you choose a man, a guy? Because I'm not going to call him a man. How do you choose a guy that is only, he doesn't work He doesn't have a car. He's living with you. He plays video games all day. And you're out there busting your ASS. And you're getting ready, unfortunately, to be evicted from your place when you have a grown man living with you? WTF. WTF. I'm at a loss for words, because when I was told that, I sat there with my mouth open. You know how you like have to pick up your mouth, because I was like this is real life? This is real life. This is what's happening out here. Like, this is why I said, you know, a lot of you are in relationships out of convenience versus out of compatibility. The two C's, convenience versus compatibility. Okay? You're not doing yourself you're not doing yourself, your soul, any type of service by staying with someone that's not right for you. Ladies, like, I'm not mad. I'm not judging you. You guys know it's never ever about perfection. I always talk about just progressing, us healing, moving forward, breaking the cycles within ourselves so we make better decisions. Okay? But if you don't do the inner work to heal yourself, you will continue to sound like a broken record, and you will continue to repeat the same cycles over and over. It's the same guy, he just has a different name. For the gentleman, it's the same type of woman, she just has a different name. Like, you're in a relationship out of convenience. Like, you're not happy, you're not fulfilled. It's clear you guys aren't right for each other, but you do have a place to stay. You're living in her house. So yeah, because you can't afford to get your own place, you're going to have to shut the blank up and deal with it. Because the reality is, you know, truth be told, if she kicks you out, you'd have nowhere to go. Yep, you'd have nowhere to go. So you don't have any choice but to keep your mouth shut and go through the motions, or, you know, or cater to her, whatever, so you have a roof over your head. But like, come on. I'm not going to tell you to just leave, because some of you, honestly, you truly can't do that. But for the sake of your soul, for the sake of your peace of mind, okay, wouldn't it be better to be in a relationship where you are happy? In a relationship with someone who is right for you, who you are truly compatible with, who you're aligned with, who the two of you bring out the best in each other? Wouldn't that be better? Versus being miserable, using the person just to fill the temporary, void of loneliness, when in reality, it's going to come to a close anyway. Because, you guys aren't right for each other. You can BS all you want for a certain amount of time, but in reality, if it's not right, it's not going to work. If the foundation is not solid, okay, if the foundation wasn't solid, it's not going to work. It's going to fall. It's going to crack. It's going to crumble. That wall is going to tumble down because the foundation was never solid in the first place. It's a matter of time, So, again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just make suggestions, but I want the best for you guys. I want the best for you guys. And I hope that you would want the best for yourself. That you would want the best for yourself. Sometimes it's not worth it. It's not worth the headache, ladies. Gentlemen, sometimes it's not worth it. I've made the joke before, and hopefully Facebook won't censor this out, but I said for the gentleman, your penis can have standards. Okay, your private part, gentlemen, your penis can have standards. Really, in 2020, you really are just looking to involve yourself with anything that has legs? Really? Because to me, I mean, I mean, maybe I just don't see that for someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, when you're young, 19, 20s, you have fun and yeah, you have fun, you experiment, you have fun. I will say that. But like, as you get older, my thought process is that you become a little bit wiser. You've gotten your experiences, and now, I would think that you have standards, some kind of standards. Like, you get all that out of your system, and then, you kind of get past the shits and giggles, right? But, like, you guys cannot stereotype all women or all men based on your experience, based on what you keep choosing. That's not fair, and it's not true. You keep choosing those low-level women. You keep choosing those low-level men that have nothing to offer you. You keep chasing after people that don't want you. Like, one of my mentors, she just did a video on that, and I was just like, oh my God, will you preach and talk? Because I'm wondering the same thing. I literally, when I saw the video, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Why are you people so sprung on like people that don't want you? Like, where is your self-respect? Where is your self-love? Like, why? I want someone who's crazy about me. I want someone who wants to talk to me. I want someone, imagine, like, I mean, don't you want someone that wants to talk to you, that wants to spend time with you, that wants to see you? Like, I don't believe you should be having to pull like teeth and nail. Like, I'm so done with that. Like, if it's not flowing easily and effortlessly, don't worry about it. Like, I don't even worry about it anymore, honestly. Sorry about that. I am all for ease, sort of ease and effortlessness. I think the things that are right for you, there's a level of sort of ease and effortlessness that comes with it. Because ladies, for the men that want you, like, they're not going to leave you questioning. They're not going to play all these stupid ASS games and all this other foolishness. Like, two mature people, if that man is mature and he wants you, okay, his actions will reflect that. His words and his actions will match, and they will be consistent. It's just that simple. I'm not for having to pull teeth and nail anymore. No, honey. It's kind of like that saying where they say, what is it? Is it the Gandhi quote? Be the energy that you want to attract. But let's put it in the context of a relationship. Like, if you want someone who's not going to play games with you, guess what you have to do? You can't play games with anyone. Like, if you want a person to be genuine and authentic, you want a person to be honest, you want them to be mature, you want them to be emotionally available, guess what you have to be? You have to be those things too. Like, it's not rocket science. If you want somebody who is not going to play games with you, you want somebody who, let's just say something as simple as, when you text them, they don't take all day to text you back. Well, guess what you have to do? You have to do the same thing. Okay? You cannot be out here asking for or expecting, people to, for people to not play games with you and to not be immature and all that stuff. And you're not the same. You're not the same. That's ridiculous. And that's why I always say, to be reasonable in what you're asking for. Reasonable in what you're asking for relative to where you're at. Okay? Nobody is looking for perfection. I feel like people that continue to default to that, like, that's whack. Like, you don't, like, I am not looking for perfection, and I don't expect my queens and kings to be looking for perfection, okay? But be reasonable. Be reasonable in what you're asking for relative to where you're actually at. Reasonable, okay? Yeah, you may not be, I don't know, multimillionaire yet, but are you on the path if that's your goal? You know, you may not have your dream house yet, but are you working towards that, actively working towards that? You know, you may not have your degree yet, but are you actively working towards it? You know, have you looked into the schools? You know, are you currently in school and working towards a degree? You may not have it yet, but are you on the path? You know, tangible evidence of it. Again, reasonable, not perfection, just reasonable. Because relationships are supposed to be additions, you guys. Additions, not subtractions. The right people do not take away from you. They are not taking away from you. The right people, the right person is not going to take away from you. Relationships are supposed to be additions, not subtractions. Additions, not subtractions. Okay? So my goodness, if you're finding that when you were single, you were doing better by yourself, that might be a hint. Because how is it that you're doing so well single and you get in a relationship with a person and you go completely downhill? That's a problem. There's no way to swing that. That is a problem. How have you gone completely downhill when you were doing so well by yourself? Okay? Be real, you guys. Some of you guys are living in a freaking fantasy. You're holding on to a fairy tale. You're holding on to a fantasy. You're being completely delusional about your truth, about your reality. I am talking about real life. I'm not talking about something in some other, alternate universe. I'm talking about real life. Okay? Some of you are being completely delusional, like you're not owning your truth, and you're not admitting the truth to yourself, and that's exactly why you will continue to perpetuate the same cycles over and over, because you're not being honest with yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. You're in a relationship out of convenience, not compatibility. You're in a relationship because you're lonely, not because she's right for you. You're in a relationship because, you're lonely, not because he is actually right for you. You're in a relationship because, I guess you hit 30 and you just want to have someone. Doesn't matter if he's right, doesn't matter if she's right, but you hit 30, let me just get someone. I mean, forget values, forget alignment, forget, a person bringing out the best in you, forget actually being happy, like genuinely happy. But, you've got someone. Like, you guys. I mean, I just want you guys to love yourselves more. Love yourselves more than that. Like, love yourselves enough to do the inner work on yourself to even figure out why you would think that you have to have someone. Like, why you would just settle, why you would choose to just have anyone for the sake of having anyone. Like, why would you do that to yourself? If the foundation was never solid, honey, it's not going to sustain itself. If the foundation is not solid, it's not going to sustain itself anyway. You can lie to yourself about it. You can deny the truth to yourself about it. But again, it's you say, like, you people that lie to yourselves, and you're in denial about your truth and what you've been accepting and tolerating and settling for. It's you guys who tend to be the ones that are all heartbroken and, want to swear off the whole male species, or you want to swear off the whole female species and use generic stereotypes. No, honey, it's you. It's you. So how about you do the inner work to heal yourself? Okay, become aware, okay, become more self-aware of the same patterns, become aware of the patterns that that keep repeating themselves. You know, what is it that you learned in your childhood about relationships? Who were your role models? You know, are you trying to live out some kind of fantasy that you know, you learned from when you were a kid? Are you trying to live up to some standards or someone else's standards? Are you trying to live up to, you know, maybe your parents' expectation or your aunt's expectation or your brother's expectation, your sister's expectation of who you're supposed to be with? Hey. You know, who are you trying to live up, you know, to something that honestly, again, in your adulthood is not working for you. And it's not reality. Okay? For my ladies, you've got to drop the fairy tale, and for the men, you guys have just got to get real about the women that you keep choosing. All women are not bad, all guys are not bad, all men aren't dogs. I don't believe in those generic stereotypes, not for my tribe. We don't do that. We're not victims. We are not victims, honey. Victims do that kind of stuff. Oh, you know, they blame everyone else. No. We take ownership for our role, okay, in how certain things play out, because it takes two to tango. So if we're the ones that keep getting in the same situations, it's because of something that we keep doing, which means that there's probably some things that are not healed within ourselves that we're not aware of. And so that's why I continue to speak about the fact that we all need to do the inner work to heal ourselves, okay? For the men that you guys keep choosing, these low-level women, okay? Low self-esteem, that's exactly what comes to mind, that you keep choosing women with all these issues and drama. Again, not so much what you attract, but what you have chosen to involve yourself with. The women you choose to entertain. Because we can attract a whole lot of different types of people, both men and women. But it's who you actually say yes to, who you choose to be in a relationship. Okay? That speaks to who, you know, I don't want to say who you are, but like based on what you choose to accept does sort of reflect where you are. It really does. It really does. Okay? Because it's like all these things that you have going on for yourself, and you choose that? You be like, you chose her? Like, she doesn't have anything, like nothing going on. Nothing. She's not trying to better herself. Like, she doesn't know how to communicate. She doesn't like being around people. Like, how the heck did you choose her? Like, come on. But again, she ends up breaking your heart. Of all people that you could have chosen, all the good women out here that you could have chosen, and you chose that. And now she breaks your heart, and now you want to be mad and blame the entire female species. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Okay? Again, inner work. You could have low self-esteem and just own it. Low self-esteem, low confidence. You have low self-confidence. Okay, and that may be why you continue to get with certain women. So if you want to increase that, gentleman, as an example, okay, there are plenty of books. Okay, investing in yourself is not as hard as I guess, you know, people try to make it seem. I mean, listen, doing the inner work, being on a path of growth and personal development, like being someone that's always growing and progressing, or has the intention to always be growing and progressing. Yeah, it's not an easy path. It's not. Hello. Okay. But it's not hard in the sense that there's resources for that stuff. If you have low self-esteem, gentlemen, it is as simple as going to maybe YouTube or Google, and you put in books on increasing self-confidence, or, you know, how to increase confidence for men. It's that simple. Between YouTube and Google, something's going to come up for that. How to increase confidence, okay? Increase confidence for men, you know, books, something. Like, there's resources for that. And the same thing for my queens. Ladies, if you have low self-esteem, if you have low self-confidence, okay, there's resources for that. Okay, you continually repeating this cycle of choosing these floozies, that's just unacceptable. And you cannot blame the entire male species for the men that you keep choosing, okay? If you want to increase your self-esteem, there's clearly a hella ton of books for us. How to channel your inner goddess, you know? I mean, how to increase your self-confidence as a woman, how to increase your self-love, you know, how to feel beautiful. Like, there's so many resources. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, okay? So if you want to stop sounding like a broken record, if you want to, you know, if you're willing to do the inner work within yourself to heal yourself, so therefore you can become aware of the patterns, you can become more self-aware and more conscious of why you've made those decisions. So therefore you can, as you become aware of them and you heal them, you can then make better decisions, okay? If you want to do that, you're going to have to do the work. There's no way to get around it. There's no way to get around it. You can read books. You can watch YouTube videos. They're free. Hello. There's so much stuff out here. What do you guys think I do? Like, I'm always personal growth and development. I'm usually reading a book. I'm watching a YouTube video, some type of inspirational video, motivational video, something. Because usually, what happens is when you read a certain book, think about it. That book carries a certain energy. It carries a certain vibration, and then it may open you up. And so then that book is then going to lead you to another book, and then that book is going to lead you to another book, and then that video is going to lead you to another video, and it just keeps going and going and going. Like when I read T. Harv's book. I think when I read T. Harv's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I think that book led me to, of course, going to his live event in California. I'm thinking that's what it was. Actually, no, I'm sorry. So one of his events was in Tampa. But the point is, okay, a lot of times these successful people and these authors, yes, I'm an author too, but like other people on a higher level, they have events, they hold live events. And a lot of times when you invest in even their book, they will have a website for you to go to, like as a free gift. Hey, you know, they'll say like, you can come to my, you know, seminar, my live event, you know, for a discounted rate. I love going to live events. Again, personal growth and development. It's ongoing, you guys. It's ongoing. If you don't do that, if you don't do the work to heal yourself, you will continue to repeat the same cycles over and over. It is just that simple. You keep choosing the same type of women. You keep choosing the same type of guys. Why? Why? Look within yourself to figure out, is there something that I'm not seeing? You know, look at the past three, even just say three. Look at the past three guys that you've entertained. Look at the past three women that you've entertained, and look for the commonalities between all of them. Because if you're honest, you will see some commonalities between them. What attracted you to them in the first place? Where were you at in your life at the time that you attracted them? What space were you in? You know, what was going on in your life? What are some of the things, I'm telling you, if you are honest, you got to put on your big girl panties and your big boy boxers, right? Your big boy, they say drawers, but I'm not for that. Boxers, we'll say boxers. Put on your big boy boxers and your big girl panties, okay? You've got to look at that. If you are honest, if you are honest with yourself, which is the only way that you will break the cycle and stop repeating the same things over and over, is if you are willing to look at the truth, your truth, the truth, okay? And look at and say, okay, A, B, and C. A had this quality, well, geez, B had that quality too. Damn, C had that quality too. So it's very clear that maybe there's certain things that you like. When you do that, yes, it'll show you clearly there's certain things that you like, but it should also show you like, yes, you like this, but it's clear all of them, didn't have this or they didn't have that. All of them, they sounded good, but in reality, they really didn't have anything going on. They really didn't have anything to offer. They were fun. Maybe they were fun in the moment, but they're not someone who you would marry. That's not somebody you would bring home. Same thing for the men. Yeah, I said it earlier. If you're just joining, I said your penis can have standards. I said it. Yeah. I mean, in 2020, really, that's like that's the only thing you're looking at? Come on, guys. My men, my kings, my kings, you guys can have more self-love as well. Like, to just be going out here sleeping with anything and anyone that has legs, like, that's very old. Like, that, to me, that's very almost juvenile. It's very juvenile. Like, anything that has legs, my kings, like, king behavior. Mature, the good guys. My kings are the good guys, right? No, absolutely no. Okay, your penis can have standards. Okay, so think about that. Same thing for the guys. I would just, even if it's the last 3 women, take a look at them. Yes, we all know physical appearance for the guys, but aside from that, what are some of the commonalities that you see between the women that you've chosen? Because they are there. They will exist. If you are willing to be honest, you will see some commonalities in the women that you've chosen. And you need to be honest with yourself about what attracted you to them in the first place. What was going on with you in your life, what they had going on in their lives, why you did like certain things. And then, of course, clearly, because it didn't work out, why it didn't work out. Were you guys really not compatible? Were you just there out of convenience? Were you just with her because she provided a place to stay for you? Were you really with him just because, you wanted company in the moment, right? It's no judgment. I just want you guys to be honest with yourself about why you got with them. Because if you don't acknowledge that, you can't heal it. You cannot change what you're not willing to acknowledge. Okay, you cannot change what you're not willing to acknowledge. So you have to acknowledge the truth about why you keep choosing these certain type of guys. For the men, why you keep choosing these certain type of women. You have to do that self-reflection within yourself to get that answer. So again, if it's low self-esteem, low self-confidence, okay, there are resources for that. Okay, but if you do not come to the awareness of that, you will continue to get the same results. You will continue to deal with the same type of women. It'll be Mandy. You leave Mandy and you go to Joanne. Joanne is going to be just like Mandy, except her name is Joanne. You're going to get with Joanne. Joanne is going to be just like Amanda. You leave Joanne, you get with Amanda. Amanda is going to be exactly Joanne, but her name is Amanda. Because you keep going for the same thing, same person, because you haven't healed yourself. You haven't come to the awareness as to why you keep choosing that type of woman when that type of woman is clearly not who you need to be with, or she's not right for you. Same thing for the ladies. Oh, you got with Barry. Okay, Barry didn't work out. Now you're with Tom. Oh, Tom is Barry. Tom is exactly Barry, except his name is Tom. You get with Tom. Oh, that goes on, and you have your rendezvous and your whirlwind romance. Boom. You leave Tom in the same way that you left Barry, and now you get with Andy. Oh, Andy is Tom and Barry, except his name is Andy. And it just keeps going on and on. And again, but yet you guys, both men and women, want to swear off the entire male species and the entire female species. No, you need to do your inner work to heal yourself so you can come to the awareness and make better decisions. You know, I will be honest in saying, like, I used to be under the, I would always say, like, you know, about attraction. I definitely believe in attraction. You know, to some degree, we are all attracting certain things into our lives based on what we're focused on. Okay, based on where we put our energy, our focus. Yes, we are attracting certain things. However, you also have to choose. You have to choose. So you can go outside and be in a whole group of people, but you choose who you're going to talk to. You choose who you're going to entertain, right? So it's not so much from in that instance per se, or from that concept that, you know, it's just who you attract, but it's more so it's who you actually choose to involve yourself with in you know, relative to relationships. It's who you choose to entertain. Because you could attract a whole bunch of different women, you can attract a whole bunch of different men. I mean, but at the end of the day, who are you choosing to go home with? Who are you choosing to be in a relationship with? Like, that's what's important. Who you actually choose, I was going to say, to entangle yourself with. Since that's, you know, the thing right now, the entanglements, oh my gosh. You know, but it's true. Like, who you choose to entangle yourself with, that's what matters. You know, and if you keep choosing to entangle yourself with the wrong people, at some point I would only hope that you start to look in the mirror to see, okay, maybe it's me. Because you are the common denominator. You are the common denominator. Again, my kings and my queens, no, we don't do that victim stuff. We don't do that victim stuff. We're not going to blame everyone and their mother and father and never ever look in the mirror. No, look in the mirror. I don't even know where my phone is. Look in the mirror, okay? Look in the mirror. Common denominator. What is it that you may need to heal within yourself? What is it that you may need to become aware of, self-aware of, conscious of? What is it that you may need to work on? We all have room for improvement, honey, myself included. No perfection here, honey. This is a journey. Life itself is a journey, you know. We should just be progressing. I'm for progression, not perfection. Okay? But what we can't do is sit here and complain, okay? If we're going to talk about specifically about relationships, we cannot complain and swear there are no good men and swear there are no good women simply because of a bad experience that you had, or bad experiences that you had, when actually, no, you are the one that continued to put yourself in these unfavorable situations. You did that. I didn't do that. You did that. You did that. You kept choosing the floozies. You kept choosing the low-level women. You kept choosing the low-level men. You kept choosing people that have nothing to offer you. You did that. You keep choosing people out of convenience versus out of compatibility. And of course, my hope for my queens and kings is that you guys love yourselves enough to choose a person that's actually right for you, okay? Actually from compatibility, not convenience, okay? The 2 C's. That's what the message that came to me was for. Convenience versus compatibility. Are you in a relationship out of convenience, or is it truly compatibility? Are you actually compatible with them? Are you happy, genuinely happy? Are you fulfilled? Are the two of you bringing out the best in each other? Are you bringing out the best in each other? Relationships are supposed to be additions and not subtractions. The right people, okay, should lift you up. Love lifts you up. Love lifts you up. I will say it again. Love. Love lifts you up. Okay? It lifts you up. So, a relationship out of convenience or actual compatibility. But you get to choose. Okay? You get to choose. Okay? But let's not blame and stereotype, use generic stereotypes, okay, to say all men are X or all women are X when you are the one who keeps choosing the wrong people. You keep entertaining the wrong people. So that's the work that you have to do on yourself to figure out why. Okay? Because there's over 7 billion people on the planet. Over 7 billion. And you just, some of you just stuck on stupid. You just going after, you're dealing with people that got nothing to offer you. You're chasing after people who don't want you. Like that's not love. That's not love. That's like it's ego, but it's also, I would say, validation. Like you're looking for some type of validation or something that maybe you missed, or you're missing something that you're looking for some type of like validation, something that maybe you haven't healed from your childhood or something. But no, like that's not love, honey. That's not love. Why would you want someone that doesn't want you? Like, why would you be like hell sprung, bent over on trying to convince someone that you're lovable? Like, you're lovable simply because you exist. Like, God didn't make a mistake on you. And he damn sure didn't like put you on this earth to chase after people that don't want you. Like, you're not everyone's cup of tea. My fabulosity, my queenness is not for everyone. Your kingness for the men is not for all women. And for the queens, your queenness is not for every man. But you are right for the right people, and you will be right for the right person. That's for you. But why would you be chasing after people that don't want you? Where is your self-love? Where is your self-respect? Like, you're lovable because you exist. And it's that simple. Like, no, the divine, the universe, whatever you call that, did not put you on this earth to have to beg someone for their love. Like, ew. Like, ew. Ugh. Do you know who you are? I mean, do you know who you are, queen? Do you know who you are, king? You do not have to beg somebody to love you. Like, you're loved. You're absolutely loved. I mean, if you could see yourself the way God sees you, I mean, you wouldn't be here on earth if you didn't have a purpose, if you didn't have love to give, if you didn't have something in you that the world needs or could use. How dare you beg, feel, have this belief in your mind that you need to beg somebody to love you. And so you're like chasing after someone that doesn't want you. Like, what an insult. Like, what an insult to your soul. Like, what an insult to your creator. Do you know who you are? You don't have to chase after nobody like that. Okay? Do the work. Do the inner work to heal yourself. You don't have to chase after people like that. No need, as I said earlier in this video, pulling like teeth and nail. Like, that gets old. That gets old, and you should want more for yourself because you deserve better. End of story. You deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve the best, okay? The absolute best in everything. And that's in life in general. But, even for relationships, you deserve the best. You deserve the best. No breadcrumbs, no shit crumbs, no bottom of the barrel, no chasing after people that don't want you. Like, you deserve the absolute best, period. And I need you to know that. I need you to know that, okay? You don't have to chase after nobody like that. You deserve better, honey. You're lovable because you exist. So just do the inner work to heal yourself, to come to the awareness as to why you may be chasing after people that don't want you, why you may be choosing the same type of person, okay? And why you're, continually perpetuating the same things over and over, okay? It's something that you're doing, something you're settling for. It's something that may just not be healed within you, but you just have to become conscious of that first, okay? Google, books on, again, self-esteem for women, books on self-esteem for men. YouTube has YouTube has videos to watch, self-esteem for women. Same things, self-esteem, self-confidence for men. I mean, the resources, and free, are there for you. If you want to heal yourself and you're willing to do the work and you're willing to be honest, the resources are there. Okay. But if you do not be honest with yourself, you cannot change what you're not willing to acknowledge. Therefore, you would continue to sound like a broken record, and you will continue to perpetuate the same things over and over and over in your life, whether it's a relationship or not, because how you do anything is how you do everything. So whether you choose to, if you don't heal yourself, for the sake of, maybe choosing better relationships, you're not going to heal yourself for other aspects of your life either. It's the same. It's the same. You have to come to the awareness as to why you do certain things, why you keep choosing certain people, why you keep doing the same things over and over. Like, you have to come to that awareness first, because if you do not, you will continue to get the same results and perpetuate the same exact cycles over and over. And so you will continue to sound like a broken record. If you don't heal yourself, that's exactly what you will continue to sound like. And yuck, no one wants to sound like a broken record. Like, that thing keeps spinning, and it just, the record cracked. It's just yuck. It's just messy. It's just bad. It's not good energy. Like, you guys are worth way more, and you just deserve so much more. Do yourself that favor and just do the work. Do the inner work, honey, because you're worth it. Okay. But yeah, Lord, I think it's been an hour now. So I need to go ahead and wrap this up, but I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Heart space, definitely heart space. But like I said, relationship, are you in the relationship out of convenience, or are you truly compatible? Are the two of you truly compatible, male or female? The two C's, convenience or compatibility. Which one is it? Okay. Because reality is, we know behind closed doors, a lot of y'all are out of convenience, and it's not compatibility. You can front all you want to for social media and post all these nice pictures, making it seem like you're all good and wonderful, when behind closed doors, you're about to kill each other. Okay. You don't like each other behind closed doors. Who knows what else is going on? I mean, social media, you can post all that nice stuff all you want to, but behind closed doors, whole different story, honey. So I'm not buying it. A lot of people you see out here, they are not happy. And I have seen it with my own eyes. I hear about it, and it's like, do not think everybody you see is happy, because they're not. Because again, some people are just in it out of convenience. It's something to do right now. It's, a cure for for temporary loneliness. It's, I need a place to stay. You know, I don't know. It's a friend. It's a friend. Although they call it a relationship, but really it's really friends with benefits. But you know, that doesn't sound good. No one wants to really say that, so we're going to say we're in a relationship, but really it's friends with benefits anyway. That's the truth, you know. So you know, people are delusional sometimes. People are living in a fantasy world, and you know, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, but what you should not be doing is trying to generalize about all women and all men, because it's not. And sorry about that. It's what you guys keep choosing and who you keep entertaining. End of story. Okay. But I love you guys, my beautiful queens and my handsome kings. Okay. The good guys. The good guys. And, you know, there's plenty of good men and there's plenty of good women. Why we keep somehow getting with the no good ones? Yeah. That situation with the eviction, like, I literally had my mouth open. I'm so serious. Like, I literally was like, you know, what? Like, how do you have a grown man living with you and you're getting evicted? Like, and he's not working? Like, so he's not helping you with anything? I'm confused. I can't. Like, I can't. I'm done. I don't, you know, so I realize that some people, they actually like the drama. They like the drama. They like the dysfunction. They like the chaos. Like, as much as some people swear they don't want drama, they live for that ish. They live for it. They like, it's something in them that it's just what they want. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. But like, just be honest with yourself. Like, don't say you want, you know, this great woman or you want this great man who's going to love you and take care of you and all that stuff, when the reality is, based on who you have chosen, that's clearly not the case. And who you keep choosing, that's clearly not the case. You want ratchet, you want low down, you want the drama, you want the dysfunction. So just own it. Just own it. Like, don't say you want a good, wholesome woman. No, you don't. Don't say you want a good man. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because that's clearly not what you have been choosing, and it's not who you know, that's not who you involve yourself with. The same thing keeps happening over and over again. The same guys, the same women. No, that's clearly not what you want. That's not what you want. Or should I say, even if it's what you want, that's probably because you keep getting in the same situation and it's the same result, the same heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. That's clearly not who you need. It's not who you need. You don't need the fucking Barbie doll. You don't need the Barbie doll. Okay? You don't need, I'm trying to think, it's just like, who's a model? Tyson Beckford, I guess, yeah, or Shamar Moore. Like, you don't need that. Not to say that you should not be attracted to your mate, but like, come on, you know, magazines and society's standards of beauty, like, honey, that's you don't need the Barbie doll, baby doll, because the Barbie doll is the one that has been breaking your heart over and over, and you keep going after the Barbie doll and she keeps breaking your heart, and then you want to complain like, oh, all these women want is my money. No, sweetheart, you keep choosing the women that only seem to want you for your money. You choose that. There's plenty of women that have their own stuff that, you know, just want a teammate, a partner, but you look right past them because they're not Barbies. Same thing for the ladies. No, plenty of men, plenty of good men out here. There's over 7 billion people on this planet. There's plenty of good men out here, but he's not a Shamar Moore. He's not a Tyson Beckford. Okay. He's not driving a Maserati. So, whoop, you look right past him. Oh, mm-mm. Do you guys know, and I'm going to leave, and oh, hi, April. Do you guys know that, I heard this on the radio, and I was like, no way. I may have mentioned this before, but then I'm going to go. So a guy came on, and he was like, I am a sanitation worker, trash man, in other words, okay? Because, they call them sanitation workers now. Okay, but he delivers trash, right? And he said that, the women didn't like him because, he's the trash guy. No one, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to be with the guy that delivers trash. But he was like, guess what? I'm making 6 figures and I have health benefits. I'm living well, I'm doing well. But no, he's like, the women, as soon as they find out, oh, I deliver trash, they don't want me. And I was like, are you serious? Really? But, think about that though. Think about that. He has benefits. He's making 6 figures. He would be able to support, the woman financially. And imagine if she's working too. So I imagine they could probably financially, maybe build together. So he's doing well for himself. But simply because he's the trash man, he's looked down upon. And I honestly was like, nah, no way. Because I don't care about titles like that. I personally wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that. He has a job. He has benefits. He's trying to move up in his career, whatever. He's doing a lot better than a lot of these other guys out here. And you tell me the only reason I would say no is because, that's the trash guy. I again, you may not, but I was kind of appalled by that because that's crazy. But do you see what I'm saying? A good guy, that's a good guy who would take care of his woman, has the intention to take care of her, love her, but his job title has disqualified him from so many women, based on society and, what we think we should be with and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, there you go. Because it's like was it Walmart? So, okay. I believe, again, we're talking about progression, right? Just people progressing in their lives. So it's one thing to come across someone who, say a person is working at McDonald's, and this is my perspective, okay? My perspective. A person working at McDonald's, okay? Anything can happen, okay? Don't be quick to judge. Let's be real. Anything can happen. Say you got laid off from your job tomorrow. You don't have enough savings to last you for 6 months. You're going to and my God, imagine you have kids. You're going to have to do something. So imagine that you had to take a job at McDonald's to feed your children, okay? To feed your children, okay? Now, you use that position, okay? McDonald's has, tuition reimbursement, or you can go back to school. Now, yes, you're working there, but you are smart enough to use that to go ahead and go back to school and get your degree. So naturally, now you can use that to apply, of course, for better jobs, okay? That's a plan right there. That's not somebody who is just looking to work at McDonald's their entire lives. And again, I'm not knocking anybody who does, okay? But that person is using that position to do what they have to do, for themselves and to feed their family. And then they use that to go back to school. So clearly he or she is not going to be working at McDonald's for the rest of their lives, okay? That's completely different. Like, people who, it's one thing, because I am so for alignment, okay? That two people should be aligned to each other's, like, life goals and life visions, like how you want to live your life, your lifestyle. I believe people should be aligned, okay? Aligned, okay? So anything can happen, okay? Anything can happen. You think if I needed to feed myself, you think I wouldn't go take a job at CVS? Oh, yes, I would, to make sure I had money coming in to feed myself. Okay, you better forget about that ego and you better go and apply for that job so you have money coming in. Like, some people, you better drop that ego, honey. You better drop that ego, especially if you have children to feed. You better do what you have to do, okay? Life happens to all of us. Life happens to all of us. Like, I've had temp jobs. So if in the past, of course, but like, if you're simply judging a person by like that one thing, like, come on, honey, you don't have a perfect life either. I think that's another reason why a lot of people are like, I don't want to say single, but like, you're choosing, like, based on who you're choosing, like, you're not perfect. I said it, you're not perfect, you guys. Like, I am not for perfection in no way, shape, or form. I'm not looking for somebody perfect. I expect that, my future husband, he's not looking for someone perfect, because we're not going to be. We're human beings. That's impossible. Okay, but can we have an expectation for progression? Yes. Can we have an expectation for a person to progress in their life, for us to always be growing and moving forward so we don't become complacent? Yes, I think that's very reasonable. If something happens and you got to go take a job at CVS, for example, you know what I mean? You got to do what you have to do. Right, alignment, exactly, alignment. Like, you got to do what you got to do, right? But if you take the job at CVS and you're just gonna, work at CVS for the rest of your life, like, that's cool. Oh, yes, like, that's cool. There's no judgment on that. But for the person that, wants more, you working at CVS and not wanting to go beyond that would not work for that person, because you would not be aligned. Alignment to each other's goals, alignment to each other's lifestyle, how you want to live, alignment to your life, your overall life vision, okay? Has nothing to do with freaking perfection. I'm talking about alignment, because again, relationships are supposed to be additions, you guys, not subtractions. They are supposed to be additions. You guys should be bringing out the best in each other. Because if you're doing great by yourself, and you get with somebody and you go downhill, that is a problem. That's a problem. It is not supposed to be like that. You are not supposed to get in a relationship and you go completely downhill when you were doing better all by your damn self. You might as well be by yourself. I mean, hello? Yes, you be by yourself, and, depending on how you think about it, you might be lonely, but my God, to go through the headache, not being at peace, being miserable, being unfulfilled, right? Being with incompatible energy, being latched up, okay? Being under someone in the same space continually with someone who is incompatible for you, someone who's not right for you. You don't think that takes a toll on you mentally and emotionally and spiritually? You don't think that takes a toll on you? Come on. You are who you hang around. So your partner has a huge effect on you. And whether or not you accomplish your goals or don't accomplish your goals, who you choose to be in a relationship with, let alone freaking get married to, who you choose to be in a relationship will have an effect on you. Period. It will have an effect on you. Choose wisely, you guys. because you deserve better. Hence, convenience or compatibility. Are you with them out of convenience or compatibility? Because if the foundation was not solid in the first place, the building is going to fall. If it is not a solid foundation, it is not going to sustain itself anyway. And it'll just be a matter of time. You know, for some people, yeah, the wall doesn't come down until after 5 years, after 10 years, sometimes 15 years. But it comes down because the facade can only go on for so long before someone finally wakes up and loves themselves enough to finally be honest about the truth of their relationship. And the fact that, you know, you're just roommates. You're just roommates. You've been roommates for God knows how long. You know, you've just been going through the motion. You just have been in each other's lives because you're lonely, but not because you actually really are doing anything for each other. Yeah. Oh, the wall is going to come down. If the foundation isn't solid, you can lie to yourself all you want to. But if that foundation is not solid, guess what? It has to come down. The wall is going to fall. The building is going to fall. Okay? It cannot sustain itself. Okay? So again, don't like be jealous or envious of anybody that you see, because behind closed doors, honey, a lot of times it's a completely different story than what you see on social media. Remember, social media gives you the highlights. They want you to see the highlights that, oh, we're doing good today. Oh yes, oh, we went out to the restaurant and he's on his best behavior today. Oh, we're doing good. Yes, you know, she's in a good mood today. Yeah. But 360 days out of the year, it was like it was all over the place and arguing every day. Like, come on. Social media highlights, you guys. So no, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. A lot of people are fronting, and you know, you're no, okay. A lot of people are just in those relationships out of convenience, out of loneliness, out of, you know, just wanting to have somebody. Like, it's not compatibility. It's not true compatibility. It's not alignment. It's not out of alignment. Not at all. Okay. So again, I love you guys. I want you guys to want the best for yourselves. I want you guys to love yourselves enough to, you know, wait for the best, to not settle. Love yourselves enough to do the inner work to heal yourself, so you become aware, you become conscious, and you make better decisions, you know, because you're worth it. You're worth it. No need to chase after people that don't want you, and oh gosh, that just, yeah, no need to try to force someone to fit, you know, into something that maybe they're not supposed to fit into. Yeah, no, you be your beautiful, wonderful, authentic self. And you trust that as you do your healing, as you do the inner work on yourself, you know, that you, of course, will make better decisions. And at some point you will attract and choose the right person, because you've got to choose. You can attract a whole bunch of different people, but it's about having the wisdom and the discernment to choose the right person. And remember, relationships, I'll say it again, repetition. Relationships are supposed to be additions, not subtractions, not subtractions. They are to add. They should be adding to you. They should be an enhancement. You two bringing out the best in each other. You guys being in alignment, okay? In alignment, okay? Where you're actually genuinely happy. Yeah. I mean, something as simple as that. You'd be surprised. You're actually happy, you know? So yeah, convenience or compatibility. Be honest with yourself about what it is, and, you know, love yourself enough to do the work that you need to do to heal yourself, so you can through doing that work. Possibly if you need to, you know, let go of what you need to let go of so you can make room for the right things. Let go of the wrong person so you can make space for the right person. Okay? If you're not in the right relationship, and you're with the wrong person, the longer you stay with them, the longer that you delay the right person from coming to you. Like, it's just that simple. Like, you want something better, you want something more, but you're still holding on to the very thing that's keeping that from you. You're holding on to something that's not right for you. And so therefore it's keeping the right things from coming to you. You've got to let go of the old stuff first. You've got to let go of the things and the people that aren't right for you first in order for the right things and the right people to come to you. And that includes love, you know? So anyway, I love you, my queens and my kings, well over the time that I'm supposed to be on here. But like I said, you know, yes, it was brought to my attention that haven't done a Facebook Live in a while. And like I said, I only do them when I get a message to do them, because I believe in authenticity. Not just doing stuff for shits and giggles. Like, I have an intention behind what I do. So unless I get something specifically like I did tonight, no, I don't do it. I don't do it. So sometimes it may come to me to do the podcast instead of a Facebook Live. So I will record it for the podcast. But either way, you know, I'm here. Just know that I'm here regardless of, yes, everything going on in my life. I'm here, and I will always be here for you guys. Yeah, I'll always be here for you guys to give you what I'm supposed to give you. Let's put it that way, what I'm supposed to give you. So I love you guys. Remember, kings don't settle. Queens don't settle. No more broken records. Those are my hashtags. All of my books are on Amazon. Dixon, Dixon. And remember, the second edition to the Queens Don't Settle book is under Radisha. But you can go to my website, queensdon'tsettle.com, www.queensdon'tsettle.com. Yes, the men can go there too. You scroll down, excuse me, on the website, and you will see the links to all of my books, and you will see the link to my YouTube channel and the link to the podcast. So yes, for the men, share it with your sisters and your mothers and your aunts and your little cousins. And the women can do the same. The women, they can share it with their fathers, their brothers, their boyfriends, same thing. It's Queens Don't Settle and Kings Don't Settle. So it's for both of you guys. It's for both of you guys, okay? But I love you guys. Happy Wednesday. And I will talk to you guys on the next broadcast. Or maybe on the podcast, okay? But I love you. Love yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Put yourselves first, and know that you deserve the absolute best. You deserve the absolute best, okay? No shit crumbs, no breadcrumbs. You don't settle, honey, because you're worthy and deserving of more, all right? I love y'all. Good night.